All right, guys, Fulu coming to you with another video. I can't find the original video to this, so I have to just use this video here on the YouTube. I want to find the original video, but I couldn't find it, unfortunately. But I'm just gonna break this down. Again, modern woman delusions, and this woman, you can tell right off back is toxic. But let's begin.
I'm a single mom, and I tell you what, best believe, I have people in my DMs every single day. Not because...
Okay, so from the offset, you see that she's self-absorbed. You know, there's one thing that you should do. If you know that your market value is lower, you should face reality and practice humility. You don't have to brag about the people you have approaching you. You don't have to brag about, your success in terms of courting men. Someone told me this, and this is something that's very heavy, and it's almost impossible to do. But this guy challenged me and said, I challenge you not to use I and me. Because he says those two words create conceit. But let's continue.
Just the way I look. But honey, I have integrity. I have morality. I carry myself in such a manner that whoever I am with, I am going to make them look good as well as they should make ignorant.
Okay, so there you have it. Her tooting her own horn. Like, why are you tooting your own horn? Okay, when your actions should be your spokesperson, not you trying to convince people that you're this, you're that. Okay, your actions should be doing that, not you saying it, but your demonstration should speak. That's basically how it should work, not you saying it. Well, let's continue.
Mentality that I speak about. This type of man is a low value man. He has no purpose, nor does he know who God created him to be. To make a comment to say, how does it benefit you to raise somebody else's kid?
How does it benefit a man to raise someone else's kid? Like, truthfully speaking, is the kid gonna really listen to the man? Is the kid gonna really respect the man? Or is the kid gonna really long for his biological father by nature? Is the kid gonna say, you're not my daddy? The chances are, yes, he is. So, no, there's no benefit from a single man who has no kids to raise another man's kid, right? So I don't know what she's talking about in regards to that, because I really don't see the benefit. In fact, I see kids who have been a part of this being more bitter than they are happy that a man is around that isn't their father. The only reason why I would see a benefit is if a woman is widowed, meaning that her husband transitioned. But let's continue.
Does it benefit for you to cash someone else's kid? Shows that you have no emotional intelligence. You have no intellect, okay? Because, see, the reality of it is, we're all God's creatures. If you are in love with someone, you embrace their children as if they're yours, okay?
Not necessarily. Because chances are you're not going to really be in love with someone who has that baggage if you if you don't have that baggage. And that's just point blank, period. Like, there's a saying, water seeks its own level. And sometimes what happens is these women try to sucker punch these dudes and, may give them some good sex, and then they get pussy whooped and they just get weakened. And then once they get weakened, that's when, all their resources come out. That's when, that kid is like my kid. Even when you look at these talk shows, I don't know if they're real or not, but when you look at these talk shows and they say you're not the father, you are not the father of this kid that you've been taking care of for 3 years, thinking that it's your kid, you see how vulnerable and how weak men really are when they let their guard down like that. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
And the reason you would do that, if you have an understanding of what you believe and how you believe it, God takes us and he makes us his own, right? So when he actually died on the cross, the gospel was...
Sorry, and a lot of these women will use that. A lot of these women will use that Christianity crap and try to deflect that on you. But with my belief, Jesus, upon him be peace, he didn't die on the cross. It makes no sense for God to die on the cross because he's God. I mean, how can God die? Let's just use common sense here. Like, how could the creator of this whole universe, these whole cosmos, the whole Orishas, the whole different types of spirits, how can that deity die? Let's just make it make sense. Okay. So this is a common thing with these single mothers. What these single mothers do is all of a sudden they find Christ after they were done having fun and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to name her name. I know one right now. She tries to impose that Christ bullshit on me. And I'm like, carry that somewhere else, man. You just want to gain sympathy from me because, you effed up. You're a single parent. You have 2 kids. And, no disrespect, but, me being younger, I was more looking at her daughter than I was looking at her. Her daughter is around my age. So, I'm more, her daughter appeals to me more. You know what I mean? But she tries to use that Christ BS. She tries to say, I'm praying this, that, and the other. I'm righteous and all types of crap, man. And I'm like, carry that shit somewhere else, man. Like, stop being fake. Real righteous people don't have to say that they're righteous. But let's continue.
Given
Okay, hold on. Let me go.
If you're already in that doesn't...
So when you carry mentality as
for you to actually...
Hold on.
it didn't belong to us, but he grafted us in.
Mindset to bring...
Belong to us, but he grafted us in. We're now considered his. We're not considered stepchildren. So when you carry a mentality as ignorant as cashing out somebody else's kid, it shows that you lack any integrity, any morality. It shows that you're self-centered and possibly narcissistic.
How am I self-centered, narcissistic when I work my ass off for my resources? I go through every emotion to get these resources. And these resources are not only for me, but they're for my immediate family, in which depends on me in Africa to send them money. And no disrespect, but I would rather use those resources for them than a toxic woman like yourself and their kid. No disrespect, but that's just what it is. So how does that make me toxic, narcissistic, and selfish when I'm choosing blood over someone who basically didn't have sense enough to rekindle the relationship with their child's father and possibly work it out, possibly get married and break the cycles in which you're continuing that are actually self-destructive. But let's continue.
Shows many different things, and this is why
yourself
and especially in
then bringing the Bible instead of you claiming
let me say, hey dude, that's not the right way to go. We can
Gentiles and then this word
Hold on.
mindset then
Let
bring
me see.
want to
shows that you're self-centered and possibly not.
instead of
Especially in the Black community, let's talk about that. This is why our community continues to lack. So when you go out there in the streets and you see somebody disrespecting an older person, you see a young youth maybe going wayward, do you not say to yourself, maybe I should say something to that young blood right there? Let me say, hey dude, that's not the right way to go. We can do better. And take somebody under your wing and mentor them. See,
It's not my job. You know, that's their parents' job. And who's to say that their parents aren't already doing that? I'm not trying to make excuses for kids, because kids will be kids at the end of the day. But when you're looking at youths, you know, it all starts at the house. That's not my responsibility to say to a youth, hey, that's not cool, man. Like, that starts at the house. That's not my prerogative. And I figure I did a good enough job already with my coaching of track and field, youths in track and field. However, due to the COVID, the coaching has stopped. But I figured that was my contribution to that, by them being involved in sports, and that my current youths that I coach in boxing, that's my contribution, not me taking someone random under the wing, but me being sought out to give a service to the youth. But let's continue.
you start thinking,
a lot of guys are whatever happened.
bling bling, because y'all stupid and ignorant. I hate this. The reason why, all these celebrities make different choices. You others beyond
Father is still active.
the power and all these bling by women popping their videos, degrade money and the cash, and those degrade these celebrities.
Not the other way around.
Thinking about others beyond yourself, you make different choices, you grow. But that mentality that you mentioned right there is the reason why, all these celebrities still got women popping their butts on the videos, degrading themselves.
The reason why they have that is because, one, they're getting paid, and two, look at what kind of society we're living in. We're living in a hypersexual society, okay? That's just the bottom line.
All about the money and the cash and the power and all these bling bling.
Okay, this is the Western society, woman. This is what it's about, unfortunately. It is what it is, okay? So please, save me, spare me.
Because y'all stupid and ignorant. I hate to say that, but that's what the Bible calls it, stupid and ignorant.
And you need to stop using the Bible too, because you're not in any position to use the Bible, because according to the Bible, I believe there is verses in the Bible that says that any child born out of wedlock should be killed or something like that. I don't know. It's something like that. I don't read the Bible, I don't know the Bible, but I believe that is one of the verses in the Bible. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though. Could be very wrong.
And foolish. And until you start start learning who you are and valuing yourself, and you'll start valuing and seeing other people and start wanting to build them up.
It's not my job to build other people up. What are you talking about? The best way you can build other people up is by building yourself up. If someone knows like where you come from, or someone knows you personally, and someone knows and sees you that you're on your tip, that can build someone else up because they see what you're doing. And they see what you're doing, and they take heed and take note and start to do it themselves. Because like, I'm gonna be honest, and this is just the cold hard facts. The only thing that can help you in this life is Allah. And sometimes Allah uses his help through other people, right? But you shouldn't go and actively seek out validation from other people. You shouldn't look towards people to help you. Go get it. That should come from within you. Point blank, period. But let's continue.
How about that? You would never get a woman like me.
Wow, that's crazy. She's freaking arrogant and self-centered and conceited herself. She's talking about all these like other people, talking about dudes who don't want to take on a kid that isn't theirs. Then she has the nerve to say, you will never get a woman like me. You know, to be honest, I wouldn't want a woman like you, you know, honest to God truth. But the arrogance and the pompousness of this woman is very sickening.
Build a future with? No.
Just the way I look. Tell you what, best believe I have people in my DMs every single day. Not because just the way I look, but honey,
Okay, hold on.
You know,
But that's about it. I mean, I just wanted to go over that real quick because it's like, how can you be so self-absorbed and so arrogant because a dude doesn't want to take care of your kid, and the dude doesn't want to deal with a single mother? Here's the thing. If you're a single dude and you have no kids and you deal with a single mother, you're not only dealing with her and the kid, you're dealing with all her baggage. You're dealing with niggas ain't shit. You're dealing with, I deserve to be treated like a queen. You're dealing with, it's the least you can do for me. You're dealing with the baby father. You're dealing with, my ex used to do this. My child's father used to do this. So when you have a single, if you decide to engage with a single mother, you're engaging with all these factors. In the relationship. So it's not only her. And in the case of this woman, it's her narcissism. It's her being self-absorbed. It's her thinking that she's holier than thou as well, that you'll be dealing with. So you're already dealing with the fact that you have to go out here and get it. You have to go out here and try to collect resources. you have to go out here and try to function in a already highly stressful environment to make sure that you're okay, to make sure that you're taken care of. So imagine having to deal with her, who's probably going to demand a lot. And yeah. And one last note, the one woman who, you know, I personally found her daughter more attractive than her. She even said, I demand to be treated like a princess. But granted, you know, I wasn't attracted to her. She was attracted to me, unfortunately. You know, she just saw like, you know, this African nigga, bearded, on his purpose, quiet and in the background. And so, you know, of course that's going to that brought her to curiosity, since she's used to beta males, you know, courting her all the time. And then she sees someone who's not gonna court her, you know, but it is what it is. Leave your thoughts and leave your comments about this woman and the need in her using the Bible and what have you to justify her her irresponsible behavior in the past, both in trying to fault us for not basically taking the load off of her irresponsible behavior. Fuller signing out. Jad Armor.